Hello and welcome to the Magic is Key YouTube channel. Here's a quick guide on how you can find out what your birth tarot card is and how to work with it in your daily life. You're probably super curious at this point. What is my birth tarot card? If you don't already know it, here you're going to discover how to find out what yours is. But let's first take a look at why knowing your birth tarot card is useful. First of all, it adds meaning to your life. It gives you another point in the story that is who you are to weave your story of yourself. It adds more depth to your experience of who you are. Well, it can do that, and it can be a guide. When you're feeling lost or unsure of where to go, you can turn to that tarot card for advice. You can turn to it as something to embody, to move forward in your life, or to figure out something big that's going on and how to be in it. So there's an element of knowing your birth tarot card being like having a North Star to guide you. And of course, it gives you something to meditate on and new ways in which you can discover more about who you are. Now, how do you calculate your birth tarot card? You will need some very simple math. There is the addition of all the numbers in your birthday that needs to take place. So, say you were born on the 5th of June, 1987. So that would be 5, and June is the 6th month, plus 6 is 11, plus 1 is 12, plus 9, plus 8, plus 7. You get the idea. Now you're either going to end up with a double-digit number or a single-digit number, but chances are pretty high it's a double-digit number. So say you end up with the number 35. Well, there are not 35 tarot cards to pick from in the way that we are looking at the birth tarot card, because the cards that we use in order to find out our birth tarot card are the major arcana only. And of those, only 21 are an option, because of course the 22nd or first card, depending on how you see things, is the Fool card, which is a wild card. Now let's get back. So you have that number 35. So you're going to add 3 plus 5, and that will give you the number 8, which will be the Strength card. And then that's your birth tarot card. But what happens if you have a double-digit number that is already in the 21 major arcanas that you can choose from? Well, say you get the number 11. That is the number for the card Justice. So you can choose to stick with just that number, but you can also add the 1 and the 1 together to end up with a 2, the High Priestess. And then you have 2 birth tarot cards to work with. And it is up for you and your intuition to decide which one feels more strong in your life, if there's a story that connects the 2 of them, or if you're only going to work with 1 of them. Now, what are some directions of study that you can take your birth tarot card? Well, I already talked about meaning and purpose in life and weaving the story of your life. But the tarot has so many layers to it. There are so many mystery teachings and traditions that flow into different decks of cards and into tarot in general. Some say that some of the teachings trace all the way back to ancient Egypt. Now that's a whole rabbit hole, so you could start on ancient Egyptian magic and numerology to discover more layers of your birth tarot card. You could research Kabbalah and the paths of the tree on the tree of life, because all 22 major arcana cards have been mapped on the tree of life as a pathway between the different Sephiroth so this would be the Kabbalistic tradition, and this can give you more information around what your tarot card means. You can also get into archetypes. Some say all the major arcana represent specific archetypes that we embody at some point on our journey through life. So you can learn more about those. And then, of course, cards are associated with all sorts of other things, such as astrology, gems and crystals. You will find different cards where there are certain fruits on it. For example, on the High Priestess card, there's the pomegranate. So that fruit might get start having a special meaning in your life or empower you in certain ways, or you might choose to eat it in a specific way. And some tarot cards, there are archangels. So for example, the Judgment card and the Temperance card are examples where you will find a specific angel. So maybe on your birth tarot card, an angel comes to you. And then, of course, there are magical tools. The magician, of course, has all of the magical tools on most card decks, somewhere in front of them or holding them in their hands. And then there is animals. And so there's so many ways in which you can look at your birth tarot card, go into deeper study, get to know yourself more, and find out more about who you are in this lifetime, what you've come here to do. It's a really, really fun practice and a great thing also to place somewhere in your home and look at every day. It can offer inspiration. And like I said in the beginning, if you feel a little lost on some days, just turn to your birth tarot card and let it guide you. Now, I really am so curious to find out what your birth tarot card is and what you feel it means to your life. Do share in the comments below. And if you love videos such as this one, make sure to hit like and subscribe. By doing so, you are supporting a small sister-run family business and, of course, supporting having more magic in this world, because that is our work. I'll see you in another video.